Alright, so we got a lot of things to actually cover, but obviously I can't really do it all in one video, so I'm going to try and at least do bits of it little by little during the week. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of like Ninja Turtle reveals, sort of, but before we get to that, on an unrelated note, for those of you who watch my gameplays and all that, so of course I put in my community tab that the last video I did got copyrighted, so it didn't get like a copyright strike per se, but I'm guessing it has to do with like a portion of music in it, which I thought was kind of weird because I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, so it's like I don't really get where that kind of goes in, you know, to like copyright and all that. And we're not talking like the whole Sonic 3 and Knuckles issue. No. We're talking like the first game, so I don't know what's the deal with that is. I haven't been affected for the most part, but if I'm being honest with you, I think it does kind of hurt the traction of the video a little bit. So basically, that's definitely going to be my worst performing video, gameplay wise, sort of, you know. It's sort of a new thing. Obviously, we're still trying to figure it out, but unfortunately, because of that, I don't have the ability to make shorts off of that either, which sucks because I know a lot of you guys sort of enjoy those. I know that those get lots of views too, so it's like, damn, I hate that kind of hurts it, but I thought I'd just kind of let you guys know, you know, just in case, because obviously, I want you guys to at least see the videos, because I know sometimes YouTube does that sort of weird thing where it shows up in your feed and then sometimes it doesn't. And of course, even if you're subscribed to my channel, I know that you guys probably don't get, you know, notifications from my videos, so I just thought I'd kind of keep that a little bit on point. So yeah, let's move on. So let's talk about some Ninja Turtles, because I found something unexpected today, and honestly, I don't really know exactly how to kind of start off, so I'm just gonna go right into it. So we know that due to like the popularity of the film and all that, and of course we got like plenty of toys. In fact, TMNT Mayhem, you know, the toy line itself actually got like an award for like best action figures and stuff like that, so that's great, you know. So of course it makes sense that Playmates is not gonna want to stop, so why wouldn't they? But of course, because there's a lot of new stuff that they couldn't really reveal at Toy Fair because it was mostly like confidential, and it's like there's like a certain time when they'll be revealed. Of course, they gotta pump out some stuff in the meantime. So literally, they started doing like reissues of like classic old figures. So I'll give you like an example right now. So I have it right here on hand. So this is the original like 1980s Leatherhead figure. This is the actual original version from the 80s, but they actually started doing reissues and re-releases, where if you buy the toy, the only difference obviously is maybe some paint, and of course it'll say like the year it was produced. So obviously this one was made back in 1989. This is the old version, so they're re-releasing newer versions, but what the difference is that the dates are changed. And I know that there are some weird little slight changes here and there, but I won't go over that too much. Basically what I'm saying is we're getting reissues up the ass, but you know what, I'm not complaining, because it's a good way to sort of introduce some of the classic stuff to sort of, you know, a new audience. And of course, obviously now that Paramount Plus has the ability to pretty much show off any sort of Ninja Turtle content you want, whether it's the originals, the 2000s, even the 2012 era. I mean, hey, that's great. You know, because Ninja Turtles is the type of franchise where it's like, yeah, it's like suitable for everyone pretty much. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can still enjoy it no matter what. But what I find interesting is the reissues that started to pop up. Yes, they did make an announcement that they were going to start releasing the 2003 era Ninja Turtle toys, which I think that's fantastic. That's great, because especially for people like me who barely has too many figures based on that era, which is weird because of course I was born in 2001, so it's like you think I would kind of, but nah, I was too young. There was no way, you know what I mean? It's, as nice as it would have been, because some of the toys are actually pretty cool for their time. Yeah, but here's the unexpected part. So today I was just kind of searching online for random shit, whatever, you know, and I stumbled upon a picture that I saw on Reddit, where apparently the 2012 Ninja Turtle toys are kind of making a comeback, but the picture is specifically with Casey Jones, and I was like, wait a minute, and it's weird, because then I looked at the bottom, and then somebody put like reissue or restock, and I'm like, I'm looking closely at it, and I noticed right next to it is the TMNT Mayhem toy. So I'm like, wait a minute, so they're actually reissuing the 2012 toy. So it's like, what? You know, I mean, that's great, but of course out of all characters they're actually releasing Casey Jones. So I'm like, oh, so they're probably going all in. So they're probably not just going to release the Turtles, they're probably going to release even more characters, which I think that's fantastic, you know. So, and of course it says a lot to like the possibilities as to like what Playmates might be kind of planning for the future. Now, to kind of keep in mind, obviously this is like sort of a random picture online, and of course this is a more recent picture, so of course how do we know if it's fake, how do we know if it's real and all that? Well, we know that the picture itself is real, but of course it comes to the question as to, is that just like some random store selling toys and whatever? Because it kind of looks like that it might be at a Walmart, but honestly it's really hard to say for sure. You know, it definitely doesn't look like it's from a Target. Especially since Target has a lot more Ninja Turtle toys than Walmart usually does, because Walmart sucks, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is, when I look closely at it, the biggest dead giveaway for sure was the weird little green, like, sort of like string tie thing that they started using for their newer toys. I don't really know exactly how to explain it. Basically, if you see the toys in stores, like, you'll notice that there's like a weird sort of like green string thing that's supposed to obviously hold the figure into the packaging. I don't really know how to explain it, so I guess, I don't know, think of like, this is the updated Leatherhead, I guess. You know, like new in the packaging, and then they got like the green thing kind of going on, sort of holding onto the figure. Even the reissues also had that as well. So of course, because of that, I'm like, oh, so this is legit. These are actually real reissues. So it's like, huh. And then of course they got like that updated packaging that was from like when season 3 premiered for the 2012 series. So even though like the figure itself is not made from 2012, you get the idea. It's based off of that era, you know, the Nickelodeon animated series. So I'm thinking, okay, so that draws a lot of questions, of course, you know, because obviously with Toy Fair they didn't really make note of that. They, like I said, what we do know from like the reissues, of course, yeah, we are getting more like a classic Casey, you know, and I think Mondo Gecko's also getting one as well. Well, you know, from the classic era, obviously, and then of course they announced the the 2003 era Ninja Turtles are gonna get their own reissues, and it seems like the weapons, of course, are gonna be painted completely like their original counterparts. So that's fantastic, like right off the bat. And then of course even the comic book Turtles, which was like a I don't know how to explain it. It was like a small little wave that they put out during the 2012 era. Those are also getting reissued as well. So that's good. So obviously they do that, you know, for like longevity, and then of course introducing it to new audiences and all that. So of course there's probably a lot more that they got on hand that they just didn't really say. I don't think it's for confidential reasons. I don't think it's because they don't want people to see those type of figures yet. Because let's be honest here, Playmates has had a track record pretty much of just kind of putting out shit, and it's like, okay, like there's like no announcement for it whatsoever. It's always like some sort of weird offhand like resources and stuff that pretty much shows off this kind of toys and all that. So I'm like, all right, bring it, you know. So hey, Playmates, it's good that we're getting some more toys, even if they're reissued. I think that's fine, and that's great, you know. Like for stuff I already mentioned, you know, helps prolong the longevity of those toys. And who knows, maybe they got a whole bunch of tools that they want to get rid of, so it's like, okay, we'll re-release them right now. They were pretty popular for their time, and they're still kind of popular today to an extent. Because I can only imagine if they ever did reissues of Rise, you know, from the Rise of TMNT cartoon, I get this unfortunate feeling they probably wouldn't sell well, even though I kind of want them to make a comeback, you know, because it was an era where it was like, honestly, I don't want this video to go on for too long, so I'm just going to say it really quickly. Basically, when the 2012 series was canceled, right away there was already a new series being announced, and people were like, what? Why? You know, and when they saw like the animation, the way it looked, people were kind of blaming and saying that it was going to be like a Teen Titans Go ripoff, and it's like, no. You watch the show, obviously that is not the case. And the good thing about the show is that, yes, it had a very rough start. Like, it wasn't great, but it actually got a lot more better later on. So it's like, yeah, it's unfortunate that it only lasted like 2 or 3 seasons. And you're probably thinking, that's not too bad, you know, but it's like, nah, but like, look at the toys. Like, you can literally buy those toys easily on eBay, and it's like, you can still pay with like normal price and probably even lower. I don't know. So who knows what we got for the future. So until then, that's about it. So of course I'm gonna do like the next toy review on Wednesday. It's gonna be for the Mutant Mayhem Leatherhead, as shown. I gotta figure out something with the gameplay. I don't know, you know, I know that that's kind of falling off now because of that issue I had. So I might upload the next part pretty quick during this week, even though I usually like to give it like a week, you know, in advance. But we'll see, you know, because we're doing very good. Because videos that I least expect to get really popular are actually getting there now, and we're doing very good. So it's like, please, let's keep that up, if you know what I mean. So do whatever you can. Like, subscribe, share, like, dislike. Well, actually, no, don't dislike it, because then your videos don't get suggested in the algorithm. So yeah, keep that in mind. So until then, see you guys next time.